Dagni Kapsuchi, Lagi Chanyangi Pesonangi, Drola Penchu Sangi Dupashu, Chalam Sogi Chonala, Chanchu Padu Dagni Kapsuchi, Lagi Chanyangi Pesonangi, Drola Penchu Sangi Dupashu.
Today is the 9/11, or we call 9/11, 10 years. 9/11. It's really funny, no? 9/11.
That's true.
Yeah. Anyway, today is 10 years.
10 years.
Yeah. During that time, right now, India, night time, I was Bangalore. One business, other friend, he going back to Australia. Then I went him to Bangalore. We are in a hotel. And they show the TV. That's that time. Anyway, I don't know exactly what we said. Anyway, the happened is who did this big lantern. Was it big lantern? Bin Laden. He did this, I don't know he did or not. If he did, then he's ignorance. Right? He doesn't know what after happened. Right? After he did, he lost his life. Then also Mahabharat, he lost his life. Also in his religions or his party or his relatives or many people lost also their life on their side, no other side, After they enter they always do skip to, I don't know exactly which one, we blend for them, For they think maybe they do this, then they get more power or maybe more benefit, but more benefit. Now they have to also hiding all the different places, all the mountains. This is what they happen, ignorance, without knowing after the result. Then they happen. Then the other side, that during that day, until now, how many people died? During that day, many people died on airplane. Four airplanes? Three airplanes? I don't know how many people died.
Four airplanes. This one was in Pennsylvania.
There were two in the Trade Center, one
At the Pentagon, and one crashed in Pennsylvania.
Yeah. Then also the two buildings. Then start to war, Iraq and Afghanistan. They're all forced. I don't know what's the investigation, the result, also we call the cause or conditions for that happen. Then how many people died, how many animals died, how many disturbs all the world. Anyway, they did a lot. Who did that? Lot of negativities, big negativities. Then who lost their life, they are not suffering. Even who lost their life, they are not suffering. But after their life, their relatives are they suffering. Big negative, big. We cannot match. And today maybe we do. Who did that cause condition? What happened on during that time until now? How many people lost their life? for benefit for all of them, we think a little bit 1 mile, 4 mile, right? Okay? Everybody think about, who did, who died, who killed, and everybody together they have to achieve better life, better human being, maybe next life, maybe not destroyed person, maybe some benefit person, for a valuable Chivana happiness as soon as possible, And then maybe do 1 mile, 1 pen, okay, everybody? 1 pen, 1 pen, 1 pen, 1 pen, 1 pen, 1 pen, 1 pen. Okay? And also, today everybody, Cambodia's Day, what's the memory day start, in the United States, they're very strict with that, security, what's the security?
Security.
Very strict, yeah, security. They're going to celebration the memory, what's the memory? Memorial, right? But we also, in Buddhism, also in the memory, who's some passed away, we do memorize that. We do some virtuous things. We do some puja, some dedicate. This is good. But the other way, they have to memorize that maybe they make more people angry. They make more, what we call non-virtuous. Maybe more non-virtuous actions. The memory, everybody remember they're more angry, I don't know what they benefit, they have also their own idea. Our Buddhism tradition, if whatever we do some memory, they do some virtuous things, some do dedication, they will benefit. Remember their holiness, he thinking his birthday and he think of people's birthday and dead day. Dead is more important. Birthday, you don't care, They show us dead day, they do some, virtuous things. All, Buddhism believe, We have some condition, right? Condition. Therefore, we memorize that, they do some virtuous things. So one can create some more merit, this more benefit. Therefore, anyway, then whatever all the problems where come from is ignorance, right? Jealous and hatred was hatred. Hatred. Then they all come from ignorance. They doesn't know everybody, not that everybody has a problem where come from ignorance. Doesn't know exactly what happened after, then they do something, then they wrong action. It's not right, they do wrong action. We have to open the computer. It doesn't do correctly. We open them, but we do wrong open, then they shut down. It doesn't work. Therefore, they think, many people, many beings, people think about that, they do right things, but right or wrong, we can check the result. If the result is perfect, then whatever they do, this is right. If the result is not good, they show something wrong. Therefore, everybody try to understand reality exactly. What's real or what's not real. And what's real action or what's not real action, then anybody think about this is more important. Something, most problem is motivation or action, angry or attachment or jealous. They bring both problems. Even you go to work, you have something with your co-workers, the problems. Sometimes they doesn't agree each other, right? Either or, my idea is right. He or she thinks, oh, my idea is right. This is ego, I think my ego, either or, this is right. He or she thinks that the ego. Then there are problems. Who bring the ego bring? Where ego comes from? Ignorance. Therefore, Buddhism, ignorance is very bad. Always we have to put some hard water to that, maybe one day cool down. You hope. Therefore, main cause to suffering is, 10 on virtues. Main cause suffering is 10 on virtues. And this is very important. Everybody remember 10 on virtues and try to don't conjoin the 10 on virtues 24 hours. Usually we conjoin all day, always, right? If we conjoin for them, then always problem. Always, anytime. Even today not problem, tomorrow they happen. Therefore, think about the results, very important. If you know the results bad, then we are not jump there. If you doesn't know the results, then you always jump. Right? Same as if you walk here, we don't know here's empty, then you walk with fall down, right? Mm-hmm. Therefore, everybody always want to, what happened after that? Today I do this, this thing could happen. What after tomorrow? And more important. Future is very important. The Tibetan Buddhism explains, we're really born here, human being. We all now grow up. We are adults. Everybody do whatever we need, the activities, this life. But we say more important next life, future life. Then some people believe future life, some people don't believe future life. It doesn't matter. If who doesn't not believe, what reason? Why you don't believe? Something. If you don't believe, you can question yourself. Why I don't believe? If you don't believe me, you say, oh, maybe I don't understand. Maybe I didn't see. I don't prove. But then what you have proved to not future life? Right? Prove what?
What proof do you have that there is no future life?
No future life, right? You think about it. Then, you can check cause, condition. There are more.
There's more awareness, I guess.
Awareness.
Yeah.
Ripaya. You can show to future life, fast future lives exist.
Hello?
You look like the president.
Is it working? Yeah.
Anyway, therefore, everybody think about it, very important to future life. Also, in Buddhism, we do a lot of things here. I mentioned last week, some people think maybe, some people do very good things, virtuous things, this like that. They always happen bad things. Some people always do bad things, but they are really good things always happen. Huh? We always cause condition, no virtue, that. That's the we say. If you do virtuous things this life, but their results not ripen this life. Or maybe some possible but not possible. This life we have something good things happen, This is the result. Past like we did very good thing. They result be, not holding that they come here. If someone do very, people that are bad things, then results also come to this life. For example, we put the seeds, fruit, apple, oranges, put seeds, or wheat, wheats, barleys. Many different kind of seeds we put under the ground. Some seeds, the result come couple weeks, couple months, right? Some maybe years, maybe 4, 5, 10 years we have to wait the result. For example, we put apple tree put down. Apple cannot come couple years, right? We have to wait couple years. The trees then the fruits come. Same as that, we create a lot different karmas, lot cause. Then the results. Some results come really easily, some results not come this life, or next life also, maybe next life. Therefore, also the results are very rapid, then very difficult to stop. Before they are rapid, we can purify. Also stop to not make again the cost for bad results. Then no cost, then no result. This is the nature of nature, right?
Yeah.
Nature.
Yeah.
It is nature, then no one did. This is nature, no cost, no result. This is nature, right? Then no one did. Also, we have this, then the result coming. If not, then no one did. This is the nature. Water could go down, this is nature. Fire go up, this is nature. No one did all. Fire have to go up, water go down. No one to judge. This is nature. Therefore, when we clear the cause, then we conjunct the condition, the results coming. This is the nature. Therefore, if we really did the cause, so for bad results, then before conjoin the condition, we stop or purify the cause. Then we don't need to feel the result. Also, we don't need to, then for that country, it's more important. Then sometimes we say, what's karma? We didn't see karma, right? You don't see? We didn't see bad karma, good karma. We didn't see, no one see that. We say, you create bad karma, you create negative karma, and we don't see, no one saw. The karma is action. Karma is, when you do, for example, you do the 1 mala Om Hanpanam, they make, during that time with karma, the real karma is what's the nibbana? Nibbana is what?
It's efficacious.
When you do 1 malas to Om Hanpanam, they have the nibbana.
Yeah, they have some efficacy. So it has the efficacy to produce good results. So if you do virtuous action, it has the efficacy to produce good results, experience of happiness, and if you do sinful things, it has the efficacy to produce suffering results, experiences of unhappiness. This is the nature of karma.
If you do Om, this is action, right? You can see, this is Om, this is not karma. This is action. This action has nibbana.
Yeah, efficacy.
Right. For example, medicine has to, what's it, net trouble and what is it? Nasa trouble.
But to overcome the sickness, to defeat
The
sickness.
medicine, right? We see the Talena here. But Talena is not the Nipa Marva. Talena is Nipa Yoros. Me is Nipa Yoros. Another trying Nipa. Nipa is not talking about. Mixing talking about Nipa. Me is not talking about Dodo Major. They call it Nipa Yorwa. Nipa is not talking about.
Okay, so he's saying like Tylenol, for example, has the efficacy, the capacity to be able to overcome like a headache or whatever. But when you look at the medicine, you can't see that efficacy, that capacity by looking at the medicine. You can't see it, but it's still there.
For example, alcohol has to power.
Yeah, sure. Capacity or efficacy, either one. Yeah.
Okay, capacity. What is the one? I don't want the one. Alcohol has the capacity to people drunk.
This one.
Drunk.
Okay.
Therefore, we don't see the capacity. What's the capacity?
Capacity.
Capacity, right? That they has the power. Therefore, in attachment, angry, jealousy has power to bad result. We don't see. We do the actions, Then compassion, bodhicitta, loving kindness, what's that? We call it honest person, honest, they have capacity to good results, good benefit that we don't see. Right? Kanji, so, nipa yoda no alcohol was. Nipa yoda no alcohol was.
Yeah, although we can't see the capacity of these different types of actions, but we can understand it. We can understand that it's there. So, although you can't see the capacity of medicine, you can understand that it has that capacity. In the same way, you can do the same type of, thinking with regard to action.
Therefore, we really need to learn that kind of no doubt, no question. We really that we are very worthy to naked kindness. I believe myself. I don't know you guys. I'm a very worthy guy. Then now we have to attempt to purify. Also, usually we say practice. Only practice. Practice means you don't need to, very big, thick books here, so Dhammas here, bills here, some nectars here, no need that kind, Somebody say, oh, I don't have any practice. This is totally wrong. Practice means just you can check open this book. Usually, practice means do something, action, right? What action means to subdue our negative minds. Subdue our negative minds, negative things. Then transform our mind, change our mind. Then thought, what? We just open this book. Here's order. First we have to motivation. First we have to need a refuge, right? Then if we have refuge, first we start with refuge, Buddha, Dharma, Sangha, refuge. This refuge is conjoined on bodhicitta, this refuge is Mahayana refuge. Then after that we have bodhicitta. Then we need to develop, develop bodhicitta and refuge is we need to complete
Yeah, so we need to familiarize ourselves or cultivate. Cultivate is what it means.
Cultivate is related to
four immeasurables.
Four immeasurables. After that, four immeasurables come there. Right? This is the cause of, condition, I don't know what you say, is cultivate to bodhicitta and refuge. Then after that we have to also during that time we have to more merit. We pray to Buddha and teachers. After that, very good. Also, we need to achieve enlightenment, but there are not two kinds. We need to
The two accumulations.
two accumulations, right? Two accumulations, wisdom accumulation and method accumulation.
Yeah.
Method is that?
Yeah, wisdom and means.
The method accumulation is we have to Guru Yoga Songaba. We have 7 into that. This is the method, right?
Yeah, sure.
Right, correct?
Solam, the path of accumulation. Oh, sonam, merit.
Yeah, we have to
Not
merit.
method, merit.
Oh, merit. How you merit is you have to 7 lamps practice Guru Yoga Songaba. All that. After that, not just this merit, what's merit, right?
Merit.
Yeah, this merit doesn't achieve enlightenment. They need to conjoin the method.
Wisdom.
Or wisdom. After we say, coming to heart sutra, then they have to emptiness. Going to below.
Yeah, the mind realizing emptiness.
Right? Then we have both.
Both the accumulation of merit and the accumulation of wisdom together.
Then, we really develop compassion, bodhicitta before the birth. They need together, conjoin, we have to. After they finish, we do dedicate, loud and pray, other prayers. Then you don't need to give big books, to count careless. Right? Sometimes people worry, I don't have any practice. They shows they need to someone give some empowerment. They say, okay, now you do the everyday business. It's not that kind, okay? Just enough this. Just if you have good, it's okay, good enough. Of course it's good. Maybe it's much good. It's good. But it's enough. And every day just thinking, read the words, think about that, Everybody very smart, you guys know. You guys know that just understand that just one word you can say, they means this. The Tibetan doesn't know what this. You go to Prana, you say, oh yeah, this means that. You guys just pick up the one word, oh, that means that, that means that. Very smart guys. Then what means, think about, everybody did lam-rim, then think about that. What is meditation? Meditation means also not just not thinking anything. You have to meditation something subject. Also people say, we meditation 1 minute. I don't know, 1 minute, how can we meditation? You can drink that time, Sometimes we don't need to read the books. We say, first bodhicitta, refuge, then you can see Buddha, Dharma, Sangha, you can visualize it, you think the qualities, think about it. This is meditation. Meditation is not, just not moving here. You can, if we say this meditation is some birds, when raining, they're very good meditation. They never move. Meditation means you have to think something, subject, familiarize this. Object is subject.
Subject. Well, yeah, the object of meditation.
Yeah, object. You have to familiarize with them. Therefore they call meditation. Then you can say, refuge, then you can do bodhicitta, bodhicitta, how you develop. Then you can think for immortals.
The 4 immeasurables.
4 unmeasurables, Then after we say Buddha, pray for Buddha. Then, then Guru Yoga Songaba, then heart sutra. After dedication, then finish daily practice. No need too many things like that. But this is practice. Usually people don't worry to they don't have practice, But I show something you have to do practice. If you don't find, then you can give something. This is the way we have to do it. We do today. We don't need to live tomorrow. These are very good experience. I I mentioned you guys many times. I was studying, pretty very busy that time. But when I became Geshe, I had very good practice. And after I Geshe, nothing developed, They not tell you to do always something, Therefore, we don't need to live tomorrow, next day, next month. Maybe I'm retirement, then I do that. Do that. Maybe we don't have to take retirement before we retire. Maybe I'm call us. Okay, come. I have room for you. You don't know when you go. I'm just joking. Anyway, therefore, try to do good things. Try to do today, every day. Maybe you can do, every day a little bit, better. Therefore, now we really have a lot of negative karmas, bad karmas, not tend to purify that. Then today we have to start to Toshi.
The 4 opponent powers.
Yeah. You have got the numbers?
Page 187 of the blue book, top of page 187.
Geshe, could I ask you a question right before you start this?
Yeah.
On 185 in the blue book, Pabongka Rinpoche talks about until you receive a sign that your sins have been purified, you must do these practices until your death. But he never says what the signs are.
Yeah.
Can you say what
Yeah,
the signs
science I mentioned a bit last week, Also, I don't know all the details, exactly detail. But when we do practice, your mind's more happy. Mind's more, calm down. Also, you more interest in the practice, study. This is science to purify you. Negative karmas. You got it? Anyway, you more interest to practice, you do more, you more interest, more relaxed, more happy. This is some sign. If you do more, do you more bored, more bored, more uninterested, in more time, then maybe there's some other guy come to our mind, But the science is anyway, you more interested, and you do practice, you more happy, more relaxed. This is science, Right?
Yeah, I think
So
so.
you got it?
Do you guys understand it?
So sort of like, rather than feeling like, okay, I'm done, it's like, okay, I need to practice more, I need to do more. So it's not so much like there's a sign that, okay, I can stop practicing now.
No,
It's more like, you get more and more from it as you go, and that encourages you to do more and more practice until you reach.
Yeah. Usually also, when we do some walk, we tired, right? We tired, we don't need to walk. We tired. If you do practice, then you never tire. That shows you good practice. It also shows to purify the karmas. Some people do some bad things, maybe dancing, some bad things, they never tire. Then they'll go to change to the practice, study or dharma or something, that way they tired. When you do practice, study, good things, you're not tired, you're more understood, it shows you do good job. You get a little bit soft. Okay? Then we find more, then we can talk more, okay? Patkoshi, everybody got the page numbers? Now this is then how we clear the bad karmas from where? Right? Have we cleared bad karmas from here? No. We bad karmas,
We create that.
we create bad karmas from Buddha and sentient beings. You have two. Right? Buddha and sentient beings. Sanjeda sentient beings.
So, on independence on both the Buddha and other sentient beings, we create negative karma. It's only in relation to those two things that you can create negative karma.
Okay? Now everybody look confused. What are you talking about? Okay? But I explain it. Okay? Then maybe you say, oh, that doesn't make sense. We doesn't do what Buddha said. Right? right? If we broken Buddha's law, then we create negative karma for Buddha. We are not hit Buddha, we
we contradict or we defy the Buddha's speech, or what Buddha taught. So Buddha said, don't commit sin, but then we commit sin. So this is like breaking the word of the Buddha.
For example, that country,
Yeah, disrespect to Buddhas and Bodhisattvas.
Bodhisattva doesn't care that, but we did, then we care more negative karma. This is a short explain to how you create the bad karma from Buddha. Now everybody a little bit understand, oh yeah, this makes big sense a little bit.
Can I ask a question?
Yeah.
So, for the first one, you said that Buddha said, don't sin.
Yeah.
But then if we sin, then we contradict or we break the word of the Buddha. But what if you're not Buddhist? I mean, what about people who never heard Buddha's teaching?
Yeah.
Is it impossible for them to create this negative karma, or? So he's saying, like, Buddha said not to commit sin, and then if you commit sin, it breaks the Buddha's speech. But also committing sin, the reason he said that is because if you commit sin, it creates suffering. So still, even if you commit sin, you will have suffering.
If you're Buddhist or not Buddhist, doesn't matter.
Yeah, so if you create sin, the result of that is unhappiness. It becomes a non-virtue that creates unhappiness. Sin.
If you this action, the results bad, then this we call to Dipa. This is Buddhism, non-Buddhism, doesn't matter. Everybody do, right?
Yeah, so everybody, anyone can commit sins. It doesn't matter if you're Buddhist or non-Buddhist. The sins are kind of generalizable to all people. But my question is specifically to break the sanji. Okay. So he's saying it's not necessarily contravening or breaking the Buddha's word for non-Buddhist people to do that, but still it constitutes sin if you commit sin. It's just not the actual non-virtue of breaking Buddha's word.
Okay. Now how you create that cosmet or how you create a non-virtue from centuries? When we angry, are you angry in this cup? No. We angry the flow? No. We angry all relatives. They all sensitive, right? We fight all sensitive. We are not fighting there in the trees, cars, bridges. We all fighting the sensitive, right? Then we kill sentimentals. Then anyway. Therefore, we have, we say, oh, this is my enemy. Then, we don't kill all our enemies. They're all sentient beings. Then we hate them. This is more easy. We can find more, more easy how we create that. What's the cause for bad cause for sentient beings. Just, we don't need to go far away. Just relatives, When you have jealous, you have jealous for your co-workers or sentient beings. If you're angry over the sentient beings. Therefore, you create the 10 non-virtues. 10 non-virtues are relative sentient beings. They're not relative from most most sentient beings. When we do 10 non-virtues, this is non-virtues. Then they come from how you create that from sentient beings. Sentient
independence on sentient beings. Yeah.
Yeah. Therefore, now, how we purify? For example, we want to sala lona, sala te yana
Sala.
when you fall down
Yeah.
ground,
How do you get back up?
yeah,
Yeah. So when you fall down on the ground, you also get back up by depending on the ground.
yeah, depend on ground, right? Furthermore, then now we create the non-virtuous flow to Buddha and sentient beings. Now we have also purified for connection, what is that?
Independence on.
Independence, Buddha and sentient beings, right? Now how you do? When you to refuge Buddha, this is the Sanjala Tebegi at the Patang.
So yeah.
Jambro.
So when you go for refuge yourself, like individually, when you take refuge in the Buddha, this is also the purification of the sin of breaking the Buddha's
Yeah.
speech, right?
Sanjala Tebegi Patang.
Yeah, this is purifying sin in dependence on the Buddha. So you generated the sin depending on Buddha and sentient beings, and you purify the sin also in dependence on the Buddha or sentient beings. And the way you do that with relation to Buddha is by going for refuge. Yeah, so in dependence on sentient beings, you generate bodhicitta. Like they are the objects in relation to which you generate bodhicitta. So in dependence on sentient beings, also you purify the sin that you created in dependence on sentient beings. Yeah, okay. So these two, going for refuge to the Buddhas and also generating bodhicitta in relation to sentient beings, these are called the power of the basis, which is on the top of page 187.
Okay. Sometimes we said page top is in the Buddha statue here, we front of it. We call it page top there, right? What's that? Page top.
So the power of the basis, he's saying sometimes people would call that like a Buddha statue.
Yeah, we said from the Buddha statue or text we say, oh, this is page top. This usually the real page tops our to develop our bodhicitta, refuge bodhicitta.
Yeah.
This is the real page top.
Yeah, so did everyone,
I said
did
page
everyone
top.
understand that? Okay, so some people will point to the statues of the Buddha or whatever and say this is the power of the basis, like the thing in relation to which I can purify my karma is there, this statue. But he's saying actually the power of the basis, the thing in relation to which you can purify the karma is actually your own refuge in the Buddha and your own bodhicitta with in relation to sentient beings.
Okay. But you don't know much long, then not this long, but how
Can I ask a question?
okay?
Is it a sin to disagree with another person's point of view? Not agree. It's not being angry, it's just,
I don't think so. It's not listed in the 10 non-virtues, so
it's not enough.
disagreement, that's not in there, right?
Yeah.
So, is it equivalent to say negative action instead of sin? I think the word sin is quite overloaded in the Western.
I think the thing is,
It feels very
Christianity then.
the problem is there is a Tibetan word
Yeah,
for non-virtue.
right.
Yeah, I mean,
So-
like
so-
there's a negative word that has a negative prefix,
Yep,
like not or non,
Yep.
not virtue.
right,
And then there's a positive term,
right.
which is dikpa, which means literally some kind of stain upon yourself, like something wrong that you've done that's
Right.
naturally wrong, like he's saying
Sure, sure.
naturally. So, I mean, if you search the English language, the word we have for that is sin. I mean, something which is naturally wrong. I mean, it may be that you might have some bad experience with Catholicism, but this word is not owned by Christianity. I mean, people use the word socially
Yeah.
to talk about like infractions against other people, or you know. So I mean,
it has a connotation that
yeah, I think my own personal take on it as a translator is that a lot of people who are Westerners who are interested in Buddhism, they like it because it seems not religious, but actually it's a religion, unfortunately. So they're going to tell you like some things are wrong by nature and you shouldn't do them. And if you do them, bad things will happen to you, including maybe being born in hell. So, I mean...
But that's your personal opinion.
It's also what the book says, though. I mean,
No, but
the book says you will go to hell if you commit certain sins.
well,
and
that's
you're right
your
against that.
interpretation of the book.
Okay, so
It's your interpretation.
all right, I will be like diplomatic and use the word. What did you prefer? Negativity.
No, it's not that I wasn't speaking for myself so much as.
I can say negativity if it makes people happier. It sounds very like scientific. Like something is negatively polarized or something. But it's okay. I can use that. It's
In a
okay.
way, that's how I think about it. Negative, positive.
Yeah, that's true.
What did Geshe Ngawang think about the translation?
Yeah.
I don't know if he knows the
Yeah.
back history of English words. Like, they use the word sin in English in like other religions, so people have a bad feeling about those religions, so they feel like this term maybe we shouldn't use it for us.
Because for a lot of people, sin, there's this component of the word sin that implies sort of punishment by God.
It doesn't seem like the middle way then, you know. It doesn't seem like in the sense, if you say, okay, fine, this is what Buddha said, this is what we do, then it feels to me that Buddha's word is set in stone. And then I feel that if Buddha's word is set in stone, okay, then where is this nature of from the Indian Tibetan tradition of argument, or nature of what do you call debate, that you kind of take away, you know. But that it's totally there, you know. So there is no sin really. So what I feel is it's a question of understanding. So then this ignorance is more important,
Okay.
you know, ignorance versus enlightenment rather than sin, you know, because then Buddha's word is not set in stone, you know. It's,
Okay.
you got to figure it out for yourself.
I think basically to keep from like we're taking time away from Geshe Tenley's teaching, I will just use another term besides sin, and I think that's diplomatic, and we can just avoid the technicalities of like translation issues. So I'll just use negativity, and we can just move on. Is it?
No, it's not, the question is not directed towards you, it's more like directed towards him. The question is, my question is, like, if you say this, is Buddha's word set in stone? If you say this is, you know, this is the way it is, and you gotta follow it, then is his word set in stone? Because if his word is set in stone, then there's so much of, not contradiction, but different things which you keep studying more. It's changing, it's changing.
So you're talking about the breaking the Buddha's word, like the
Yeah,
type of
that's,
sin.
isn't that what we're talking about?
So 상기가 참 드네디 그래요. Yeah, 가작. 드네 가작 제트나 드네 상기가 the I don't know how to say in Tibetan actually. Even he's asking if it's like written in stone. You know, we say in English like when something is written in stone, you can't change it. So whatever Buddha said, it's like.
No. Buddha's speech is not that kind. Buddha's speech, Buddha gives for us to permission. This is my experience. I said this, but it's right or wrong, your investigation. Therefore, we have to check. This Buddha said it does not make sense. If we check, if we can read out, then we can. Forget.
Disagree,
Yeah.
reject.
Right?
Yeah.
Disagree,
Yeah.
investigate.
Yeah.
Okay. What do you say?
Reject.
Nagarjuna, and then others, of course, they not debate.
Yeah.
You know, why they debate? Somebody says, this Buddha did this. This Buddha doesn't say this. Just you do this. Then Lord, disclaiming what's a K11 Malima. Yeah.
Like, so things which people assert and don't assert, like, there are many variations. Like, some Buddhists say it's this way, other Buddhists say it's that way.
Anyway, Buddha said, Buddha just one person, he give teaching many different ways. He told some this guys, he told them, how he told them? Buddha told them was many reasons. Then the investigation, which has more makes sense. If not makes sense, just forget it. You forget that we have, Tibetan, right now, what is called the Buddhism scientist. If you can check your mind, just you debate by your side. If this one or whatever, if this one or whatever, Anyway, we talk about Nibbana.
Okay, so he wants to talk about...
No. We talk about this.
Yeah, so before we talked about capacity,
Yes,
like the ability of actions they have some inherent capacity or efficacy of their own that occurs naturally. So,
다 간접이 제문도 다 간접 땡기 떠서나 남주 스타주 땡기 떠 문제에 말해서 수수지지 장로당 선진이 땡기 떠서.
okay, so he's saying like sometimes people call the power of the basis, they refer to like a statue or something in front of which you will do some ritual and purify the negativity. He said that's not the case. It's actually your own personal refuge in the Buddha, which is the power of the basis.
Okay, now you guys maybe read this.
So we can read the paragraph there. The power of the basis is recognizing exactly to whom you will make confession. However, in our tradition it means that because you accumulate a sin in relation to a particular basis, the purification of that sin relies on that same basis, just as when you fall on the ground, you rely on the ground to get up again. So as you commit sins in relation to either Buddhas or sentient beings, the power of the basis is taking refuge in the Buddhas and so on, and developing bodhicitta towards sentient beings. I have already explained both of these.
Okay? That's not just my words. You guys see here? Before I said it, you guys looked at, what the you guys talking? Then now, what's the refuge in Buddhism? We talked a lot before, right? Everybody knows what's Buddhism, what's about refuge, what's Buddhism here. We are all familiarized. Anyway, this is mainly, you have to develop Buddhism, refuge in Buddhism. Okay? 다 땡땅도 땡기다고 다 아니 이바들 나바 선지가 다 없어.
So the first one is the power of the basis, and now moving on to the second one is the power of repudiation.
This is very important. If you have this one, the other ones come automatically. If you don't have this one, then other one never come. Then jopa.
So he's talking about regret.
Then jopa. Regret.
Yes.
Regret. When we do something wrong, we have regret, then we don't do again that. We have to purify. For example, we go to red line, they give ticket. We have to pay money back. Then next time we never go there. So, then jopa.
Yeah, so he's saying that, does everyone understand the example? Yeah. If you run through a red light and you get pulled over and you get a ticket, the next time you come to a red light, you don't want to you play it safe, I'm not going to try to rush through it. So that's like the power of regret. It has the power to make you not want to do it again. So he's saying like there's a lot of different things underneath the power of repudiation, but essentially it boils down to regret. So can you say it again?
If you know this is more important, you have to know later cause.
Yeah, cause and effect.
Cause effect. You have to understand very well that. Otherwise, you doesn't know cause effect. You doesn't know if you do bad things, you create bad cost. You doesn't think, maybe I create this bad karma. Then you have to very good understand cause and effect. You see, you can say it here.
Yeah. So there's a bit of writing here. Let's see. You must know about the laws of cause and effect for this to happen with any force.
Yes.
So he's talking about the ability to have the regret. Once you've committed some negative action, you have to understand the laws of cause and effect to actually connect the result of a negative action with the negative action itself. Otherwise, it seems, if you don't know the law of cause and effect, it seems like whatever happens is just random.
Right?
So,
Because we say, if you do bad things, you create bad karma, then you get the result. Then we don't know cause conditions, we say, oh, how can it come? We don't believe. But if you have very strong understanding of Vedanta, cause and effect, then if you do something wrong, right now you guys in the United States, people really develop to respect the law. Right? If you do something wrong, oh, this is against the law. Against the law, we don't care. Even we all Buddhism, we don't care Buddha's law. We say, oh, this is government law. This is government law, Even if you move this cup, anyway, if you do small things, everybody understand the Buddha's law. Because if you broke the Buddha's also government's law, then you get punishment. Right? Punishment is a
punishment, yeah.
punishment. Then everybody agree, everybody understand. For example, that everybody understand. Oh, if I'm angry, I get to resort. For me, if you really understand that, then you very careful. You're never angry, right? Everybody is very careful to steal, because they know if I steal, the police know I go to jail. Right? A very strange man, they can steal. Otherwise, people are very scared, because they know the result. Relationship, cause and effort, right? Now we talk about Buddhism. We say, oh, don't do 10 non-virtues. We say, why? Because if you do 10 non-virtues, you get the results. And then you say, oh, maybe not. We don't see. We don't care much, When we need two things, we get to, They shows we don't know reality exactly cause and effort. Right? Therefore,
yeah, so in order for this regret to come about, you actually have to understand the law of cause and effect.
Anyway, how they come in the example, you got to read that, you don't need to.
Okay, so we'll start with, suppose 3 people have eaten poisoned food. One of them dies, one is taken ill, and one suffers no ill effects. This last person will have great remorse, try any means to get the poison out of his system, and decide never to eat that food again. Sentient beings have all accumulated the same sins, which resemble the poison. Some of them have already taken rebirth in the lower realms. Others are forever suffering from the serious and chronic disease of the 3 poisons. This resembles the second person's falling sick. They too are going to fall to the 3 lower realms. We are no different. We have already committed the same karmic actions, so we should feel regret and refrain from committing them ever again.
Yeah? Now you don't need to explain, everybody know, right?
I don't understand.
Really?
Yeah, really.
For example is very easy. 3 people eat poison, right? Yeah, your poison eat together. The one you can see, maybe, 3 people eat together in one plate. We see in the front of us, one died there. And one sick, then I'm here, I'm very scared. Oh, I don't want to eat more. Oh, never eat today, I'm free. I never eat next time. I never I can eat this. Because people die there, right? You can see, right? You can see from there. One is really died, one sick. He said, oh, if today I'm free, I'll never do this again. Anyway, it shows he never do this again. Because if you do this, you die. Then you never do this again. They show, we really did to bad karmas, many things people say high realm, animal realm. Now we really have this karmas here. Now we don't need to do no more. We have to regret. Regret previously we did. Now we have to attempt to purify that. Because if I didn't purify, they still there one day the condition is coming, then what's that?
Then the fruits will definitely come, the result will come.
When I read this, I feel as if the third guy is immune to the poison.
I think maybe if I can rephrase it in something that might be easier for you to understand. Let's imagine like you and your two friends decided to try some heroin. And you go into a room and you all shoot heroin into your veins. One person is dead, like drops over dead. The other one is like sick and foaming at the mouth. And you're sitting there thinking like, my God, it's in my blood like right now. Probably you're gonna be feeling like, I don't think I'll be doing this again. Like, this doesn't seem like something you want to repeat. It hasn't killed you yet, and for some fluke, you are alive, but seeing the result immediately from the other people. So I think in the same sense, like, we can see people who have far worse, karma than us in the world. And by, I don't know, visualization or just faith or whatever, we can think about other realms, like the hell realms or preta realms or something, and it's clear that there could be very bad fates in store, and you feel like everyone's carrying the burden of karma. It's already in your system, in a way. You have it all there. So it's the idea that, I've already amassed all of it. It's there waiting to, come to fruition, and I need to do something now, and I want to avoid like creating more of it. So.
Okay, good.
I like his example of heroin.
This is Harvard guy. Okay. Now in the method, to somebody was you better not to get that. That more means. I did this very bad things.
Yeah.
Then they say, okay, I never do next time. But this is careful, sometimes we do lie. That is, that is much of a long water to the Lord was. Anyway, I said, okay, I never again lie today, you say this. If you do this, I never lie again lie. If you lie tomorrow, you walk in, right?
Yeah.
Right? we are not doing this, okay? We said, okay, I'm not lying. The 1 hour. First you do this, Then you say, okay, I never lie again. One day. Then maybe 2 days. Then maybe 1 week, maybe one. Same all day, 10 on verses. If you say, okay, I never do this 10 on verses, then you do it tomorrow. Here also say, maybe you need to come to you lie. Don't do this, you say, okay, how much you can today? Maybe 1 hour, maybe 5 minutes. Then one day you can say, okay, oh, no, I never do this. Can you do this?
Yeah, sure. So we are now on the third one, the power of refraining. So we can just read through this one. The power of refraining from recommitting misdeeds is restraint. You must do this properly. Your resolution must be extremely firm, and you should not remain apathetic after studying the benefits of confessing sins. You exercise restraint in the following way. The action you are in danger of doing, such as using harsh language, also threaten to give the lie to your promise never to do such things again. If you do not exercise restraint, the 4 powers are not complete. Abandon to the very root the things you can abandon to the very root. There are still some things that you can abandon for only a year. Others you can abandon for only a month. But if you decide every day to abandon these things, you will then abandon things you can abandon for only a day. The point of training yourself in this way is so that you can break the continuity of doing these things. This is a particularly skillful means, a most practical instruction for my own precious Guru.
You got it? Now my own precious Guru's idea is, you can check, today you do maybe 1 hour, maybe 5 minutes, just maybe 2 minutes, maybe tomorrow will be a little longer, next day a little longer, maybe more familiarize, then, they say, this Dhamma is, you can do, it's possible. Right? You guys understand? You don't just, it's very, therefore, try to, we read the Tongsha.
Yeah, so the confession of sins.
Sometimes we say we care about others, sometimes we lie.
Yeah. It says in there that you will never do it again. So
we have to care about others, we lie. That we say, okay.
Until next Tuesday.
Maybe. Okay? 다 숨바데 다 니모고 되시면 다 이네 지나 담보 나바 선지 되네 니모 파스 대파샤 되네 다 되네 책임에 삼바고 숨바데 시원이 고치 보면은 그래 나데 시만 쉬고서 시 배사 수소 시야당 보스
Yeah, so various different books have a different explanation for 3 and 4, and I didn't understand why.
You know, usually we first we regret what I did.
Yeah, regret.
Then we can purify. Then we say, okay, now I'm trying to stop. But here first say, okay, I try to stop today. Then we purify. You know, they, which one's more easy or more flexible for us? You can, you know. 다 니모고 되셔. 다 또 간식 그래서 와. 다 there are 2 years there 3.
Yeah.
니모고 되셔.
So, yeah, we finished 3 of them and the way in which they're to be implemented. So now I think we are going to the 4th one, right?
4, yeah, 4. They have 6 children. First with 대주체는 찾는다 or we call 동샤.
Yeah, so then there are 6 different types of, for the 4th one, which is called the power of applying the antidote. The first one is confession of sins to the Tathagatas.
Yeah, 34 Buddhas. We
Yeah.
talk about 34 Buddhas.
So yeah, this is like the variously called the confession of downfalls or the sutra of the 3 heaps.
근데 다 니파데 maybe 오만 배나오 or 메사사도, you know.
The second is recitation of mantras, I think.
Then sutras, you know. Sumba, Sundodema, Sutra, read Sutra.
Yeah, yeah,
The
yeah. Reciting sutras or mantras, right?
The third one, meditation emptiness. Then fourth one is offering to what we call it, you know, Buddhas, Bodhisattvas, you know, anyway, Sanghas. Then the sixth one is you can build the statue, Sutupa, you know, that kind of things.
Or the fifth one, you mean?
This is
So what do we have? We have confession of downfalls.
Yeah.
The names of the Tathagatas was
Yeah.
second.
Then mantras,
Hang on, just let me check. So this,
name of Tathagatas,
Mantra,
mantras,
meditation,
sutra, meditation emptiness, offering,
offering.
then build the
Yeah, so
statues.
the offering was the 5th one. Okay.
Okay? Now when you can do pause station, you know, you guys come to here, doing the pause station, read the Tathagatas, you know, name, you know, then we got a little down, there was more details, you know. Then this is how you purify negative karma. And what's it?
This is the application of the antidote.
Yeah, antidote. Okay, everybody understand, right? Everybody read the Tathagatas.
What was number 6? Additional sleep?
Six you
After
build some,
offering?
It's things-
build some stupa, statues.
Yeah, it says in the text, actually, the list is given from the bottom of page 187 and the top of page 188. So this power is any action done in relation to the names of the Tathagatas, that's number 1. In relation to any mantra, that's number 2. In relation to any sutra, that's number 3. Meditating on emptiness, that's number 4. Making offerings is number 5. And anything done in relation to images is number 6. So he's saying as examples of that, creating a statue or a stupa, or I don't know if it counts, Korachinadi.
I don't know, I mean, yeah, this is,
Yeah, maybe like circumambulation and stuff like that.
yes,
too also.
good to things. Chavanna, you build the statue, stupas. If you buy some tangas, you buy some sasas, you know, you buy some, you know, dharma books, you know, they all go there, you know. Then when you have, okay, now this is the four powers.
The 4 opponent powers.
4 powers. This is very important. If you don't have this 4, if you do talk to some person that they say, it doesn't go away. Right?
She left over next question.
So these practices are sort of like the preliminary practices, right? Like we would make offerings like by say doing water bowls, like 100,000
Yeah,
water
yeah,
bowls,
yeah,
or
yeah.
reciting the mantras, or
Yeah, yeah.
making prostrations,
Prostrations.
or making satsa. So those are kind of all those preliminary practices.
Yeah.
Kind of, is that right?
This you have to motivation, all devotees to motivation, you need motivation, right? Otherwise maybe, I don't know, this not included the four power.
Dine top sheet on Munro sheet. Munro sheet yori ra.
Yeah, the Nundra, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Munro di kare di.
Bunga.
Ah.
Bunga, so.
Yeah.
Yeah, this all go together, yeah.
Yeah. Okay.
You mandala often, they
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah.
It's going to retreat, all
Yeah,
those different
yeah.
Nundra practices.
Yeah,
right?
they all go
To these 6 things.
Yeah.
Yeah. Thank you.
I think now we can stop here. Then we have one question last week. Then I need to today you guys answer. Now letting
What was
question.
the question?
What? Okay, you have any other question?
We'll do yours first, then I'll ask you a question. This also has to do with last week.
Okay, my question is, who remembered last year?
What?
Who remembered last week?
Question from last week.
You guys told I give you guys question. I say you guys give me the answer.
Why confess your sins was the last question you asked.
No, not the paper.
Nothing.
Not the paper. I just told you guys.
He asked a more general question.
You guys remember? I said, Dipa Rajan Pandavis. Dipa Masana. If you not purify negative karma, why they become bigger?
Yeah. So why does negative karma expand? This was what he said last week was positive karma doesn't have the same property of expanding exponentially that negative karma has. So he was asking why.
Why is a positive karma with a conjunct bodhicitta, compassion, something? Then they say, oh, they grow.
He said to Google it.
Go to the up, right? Then it doesn't do what's that? Dedication, they say maybe to stop, they go to away. But since you get that non-veg karma, it doesn't purify, they say up. Even you kill today, we go shit.
Yeah, he was talking. The text itself said if you kill like a lice
Oh, lice.
today, after a certain number of days, I don't know,
Yeah.
16 or something.
If you something today,
Yeah.
they say same thing you kill human beings.
Yeah.
Then they say, why? Okay, sit down.
Krishna, I don't have a good answer, but I think that it falls under the 4 properties of karma. The second property is which that the example given is you plant an acorn seed and it grows into an oak. So from a small negative action, the result can be quite big, but I don't know if there is more of a explanation as to why that is, or simply a natural property of the law of karma.
But I think the point he was making was that's true that they say that, but also they say with positive karma,
Right.
although you do the positive karma, if you don't do some dedication or have some special bodhicitta involved with it, it's basically over. I mean, it's like that's as big as it will be. It's
Right.
not going to expand into like enlightenment
I
on
think
its
the
own.
answer is I don't know.
Yeah, I don't know yet.
No one go to Google search.
No.
Okay, everybody have a point. Just keep, yeah, okay, there.
Well, I think it's because it's very easy for us to do negative actions, and so there's a whole bunch, and there's a big ground of them, and so if we do another one, it just makes it flourish. But our treasure of positive is smaller, and so it's like we haven't reached I don't know what that's called, like a certain limit where they start expanding.
I think maybe
Huh?
let other people go. I was going to say something. But
Okay.
think,
Okay, yeah, go ahead.
I was thinking that not only, for example, if you lie and if you tell a lie, it's a negative action, you've harmed other people, but if you don't recognize it as a lie, you compound it with your own ignorance or your own attachment for not wanting to get caught by confessing your lie or something like that. So there's, not only do you commit a negative action, but there are also other negative things that are associated with that one negative action, if you let it go and don't do anything about it.
What is that?
This is kind of what I was thinking.
Yeah.
They Degwa kashe di gyu ro. For example, the zun
Yeah, Junya, Mari.
the zun chena di gyu ro. Dine kien mambo yore.
Yeah,
Kirangi sengi gyu no la kien mambo yore. Dine kongi answer the
yeah, that's all. Yeah,
kien kirang kari zuma dikwa kirang yakushida hakume kirang zuma kor. I don't know. You're not worried about it. You don't have any bad feelings. So this is like creating the conditions for the sin to increase in a way. I'm trying to say that like the sin itself, the act or the negativity itself is like a primary cause, but then also it's like when you plant a seed, the seed itself is the cause of the tree that will grow, but it depends on causes or conditions around it in order to actually grow bigger. So in a way, like this, the negativity that you've done is a cause. It's like the seed, but then like the fact that you don't recognize it, like you were saying, you don't understand that it's a negativity, or you don't have any regret or anything about it. Those are conditions which support it to grow.
Right.
So whereas like virtuous things you do and you don't recognize them as virtues or whatever, it means actually you're not going to do them again, or you're not like, kind of providing the conditions for those things to grow. So
how does dedication help them?
because that's a good question too. But I assume it's because when you do dedication, you associate like the act that you're doing and the deed that you're doing with some bodhicitta motivation.
What does he say about dedication?
Yeah, let's ask him. Why does dedication help the virtue grow?
First believe that. First we have to finish the negative. Okay, can you answer?
I think it's simpler than this. I think it's habitual, because it becomes habit. So today I kill an ant, all right, no big deal, bloody ant, it's dead, it's gone, forget about it, all right. Tomorrow I kill a bigger ant, and in the end, after those 16 days, like in the text it says 16 days, and somehow magically it becomes a human being. But I think what they're trying to say is in those 16 days or whatever amount of days, all right, that you yourself, because it becomes habitual for killing, it's not a big deal, then you go and join and you beat up a neighbor and he dies and you say, no, very big deal, So I think it's more about habit forming rather than anything else. So you say, don't stop the habit.
Habit. I forget the word.
Habit is like, I speak harsh words habitually. So that is habit, right? So that's habit.
Like we were saying before, like the guy says to say that you won't do the lie again for just one day if you can do a day. This is because you're trying to make a habit to not lie. So you start small. Habit means like your natural way of acting, what you do naturally.
So it grows naturally, it becomes bigger and bigger. And 15 years later, you can human beings.
Habits doing something again without thinking about it. You just
Oh,
do
yeah,
it.
just you familiarize.
You familiarize yourself.
Non-spiritual actions we do every day. It's habit.
Yeah. Maybe go.
Yeah, you guys are really good answers. Then,
So what's the right answer?
I don't know.
Oh, yeah, you are a Google.
I heard it is, I think maybe holiness or some, one my teacher, he passed away, 93 years old in the last couple of years. I don't remember his answer, he said. That means he said, when we today kill, small insect, then 16 days they have to become same size to human beings, killing. That means, I'm not exactly 100% said that, but because Buddha said, if you do negative karma, you have to purify, right? For the monks say, for example, I don't know how you say, don't touch the fire. So for monks, this Buddha's law, don't touch fire. If you touch fire, usually not big deal, right? But Buddha's law is a law. Vows. If you touch fire, then you didn't harm no one if you touch fire, right? but you against Buddha's law. That's something
Yeah, so this is another, like, falls under the rubric of breaking the Buddhist word. I think he's talking about, like, in the monastic vows, there are a lot of things which are, like, ordinary for people. Like, they shouldn't touch gold, like, they shouldn't carry coins or anything. And so he's saying, like, if you've taken the vow, now you hold the vow, then if you do the action, now it becomes a non-virtue, although ordinarily it isn't. So.
Today, but task Buddha told us to, if you do non-virtuous action, you have to purify. If you didn't purify, I think this, when we kill the ancestors, this negative is not, we say, oh, bigger tomorrow is luminous, 2, then that is 3, not that. Some other,
so there's some other, it's another transgression against Buddha's word or something like that. Yeah, it contradicts, like, Buddha's word.
I heard this one time. This is therefore, you same, they're not saying they become, humans,
Yeah,
it's the
so,
same size.
yeah. Yeah, so it's not exactly, like, commensurate with, like, killing a human being. There are larger and smaller. There are different various sizes of karma. Okay, so he's saying, like, if you commit some non-virtue today, like if you're a Buddhist or holding the Buddhist vows, monks, yeah. And so if you commit some non-virtue today, and then you don't confess the non-virtue that you've committed, by virtue of by holding the vow, is what's making the thing expand more. Is this right? It's in relation to Buddha's speech. Sangyeki kala dene dikpa dela chewa drogi. Manyemba.
Buddha said,
Dene su. Nangba chipu yine mitsama.
Yeah, we talk about the Buddhism.
Okay, so this is like this example, the entire example, just to be totally clear, is referring to Buddhist people.
But
So-
this is not just I heard this, okay? I'm not saying, oh, Buddha did this. I heard some, my teacher, I don't remember. One they said, because they're more bigger. Because Buddha said we have to purify. When you die, the moment you dead, you have to purify. If you didn't do, you broken Buddha's law. Therefore, they can become bigger and bigger. This is the one answer. Okay? I don't know this is exactly, maybe there are more teachers. Then one time I heard the Tibetan Rinpoche, he said, when we borrow the money from other people, right? Then, what do you call it? I don't know.
Interest.
You pay back.
Interest.
You pay it back.
You have to pay back.
Yeah.
If you didn't pay back, interest comes bigger. Then same as you really did negative karma. You have to purify. If you didn't purify, the interest to become bigger. This is our one, I think, Tibetan Rinpoche. And now everybody has little doubt and everybody investigation. You know.
중문부터 나와. 중문부터 나와 딜러 이유리가.
그렇구나.
문부터.
문부터. Yeah, 문부터는 today so today I don't remember. Usually they have.
Yeah, I think this text, Abhidharma Kosha, has like very lengthy like discussion of all of these types of things, and it's very complicated. And I think it's a point of contention even until now.
This is also, typical enough. People doesn't think, oh yeah, of course, they. But also, I have some other one like more clean. Remember the other maybe couple who said, Shiramabilula, Dipa, Shaya Master. Shiramabilula, and Kruda.
Shiramabilula.
Dipa.
Chidam Mawe Lula.
Yeah,
Yeah. So the Vibhashkan
Yeah.
system says that
yeah, that we are not purified the negative karmas. Remember?
oh you
Mm,
can't
yeah,
you
you
can't
can't.
purify negative
Yeah,
karmas.
this is
Karmas are like fixed. Once you have it, it's there.
this is not all the karmas also.
Mm-hmm.
The text said, I found the text also. Even to the similarly.
Yeah. So there are different. The Vaibhashikas say that you can't purify karma, but then again, they have also.
No, which karma is?
Yeah, they have different types of karma. There's karma which is a karma of intention, which is like something that you've done intentionally, and then there's like sammekile.
Yeah, similarly.
Yeah, then there's like karma which isn't. Like so, like let's say you stepped on an ant, but you didn't see it, right?
Yeah,
Like,
you can purify.
yeah.
Now, similarly means you kill your mom, your teacher.
Oh, these are like the those
five,
are the
five.
The five boundaries.
Yeah,
of
five.
yeah the five immediate.
Taking the
like,
life of the father, the
Yeah,
mother,
oh yeah.
and harming the Buddha with intent, drawing blood from the Buddha with intent to harm,
yeah.
and causing a schism in the Sangha.
Yeah.
Those are the five actions with like immediate retribution.
Immediate,
Yeah.
Yeah. If you really done these things, then this is you have to feel that result. You cannot purify.
The fifth one is Arhat, if you take the
Yeah. This is also the
Yeah, this is also in the Abhidharma Kosha.
yeah. Also this just no, just more killing less. Yeah, more killing. Then also you guys think more to this one. Then some non-Buddhism, how we say, if non-Buddhism do that negative karma, then this negative karma also come out of if they doesn't believe Buddha.
Yeah.
You know, we say Buddha also, this is Buddha's law, we broken Buddha's vows, then they come, you can accept. But non-Buddhism do negative karma, it just all come out or not. Which answer is better? Which one more makes sense? Maybe the Tibetan machine answer maybe more makes sense, or we can check. Oh, you have, yeah.
It's a quick question. There was an interesting point that came up that if you hold a vow and you transgress the vow, is the karma actually heavier than the consequence heavier than not holding the vow and still doing the same action?
But I think it's what he's talking about is like if you're a Buddhist, so if you've taken refuge in the Buddha.
Yeah, no, I agree with that.
Yeah, then contradicting
the other case that came up very briefly, and I want to ask the question: if actually if I'm holding the vow and then I commit the transgression, is that actually heavier than not holding the vow and committing the same action?
Yeah, that's true.
Yeah.
It's true.
Yeah, that's true. Yeah.
It's heavy. It's more heavy.
More heavy.
Yeah.
If you guys
take a vow.
You guys kill the mosquito, I kill mosquito, I'm the more happy.
Yeah.
You know. Also maybe, I don't know, maybe I purify my kill the mosquito, purify them. Then you guys maybe, or maybe they say I'm the more power, I don't know. Anyway, usually, generally, because I'm holding, I taught you, I think maybe I hold my vows, Maybe some scientists come to investigation, maybe.
Yeah.
Anyway, this is the Karnataka Dombadi Shuluk Chiboida.
Yeah, so if you're holding the vows, then all of the action that you do has much more power.
Karnataka ko Sujik Chiboida. Word come forth. Come what? Sujik?
Conjoin?
Conjoin, yeah. Conjoin. This depends on conjoin. We say Bodhicitta, Bodhisattva was meditation, emptiness. One day, then the Hinayana, Arhas, Buddhi, the meditation, emptiness, eons, which was more better? They say Bodhicitta, Bodhisattva was just one day, there's more power. Because they conjoin the Bodhicitta.
Yeah.
No, they're different ways. Okay? Okay.
Two questions.
Okay.
What's the what's the name of the high lama or monk who was mowing or cutting the grass?
Marva.
And that his whole head was cut off in a future life or something?
No,
No,
it's
sure,
Nagarjuna.
it's Mogiyana.
Nagarjuna?
Mogi.
He was,
Nagarjuna?
he had a scythe and he was cutting and he cut the head of an insect. And so then his own, so you're saying, if he didn't do it deliberately, so what is the reason for that severe result to happen to a person like that, who's very holy, very spiritual, did this by accident, it made me very frightened, my God, every day, you know. So we think, wow, if he, with all his management of purification practices, couldn't purify that, what's the reason for that?
What do you say?
Shibji는 di Mongoliku.
Mongol.
Mongoliku di Mishema Mongoliku Sebar.
Mongol permission of service.
No, Mishema Mongoliku Sebar.
I
Tene Karachene Mongoliku di Trompa Chembo ko Karma Ducha Yuri. Karachene di Mungi Le. Dakchi to be money.
I don't know exactly that, but maybe there is, also create a karma, maybe, I don't know also this story.
Yeah, I think in
They
this.
are writing on the story?
Yeah, it was it Mogiyana?
I think it's Magwayana. Yeah, he's famous for having like special powers, like he could fly or whatever. But one day, some enemies or people who
This is
dislike
the
him.
karma, and also I want
Yeah.
one what we call the story. One India, the one king has a lot of wives. The king also some Buddhist Chida or something, something. The wives also very high levels. Then one wife has very other one, she has very strong jealous the other wives. One time the king is not palace, then she orders some people to fight the palace. The palace is fire, then order them
The other wives.
wives, I don't mean we don't call wives, they order, they can fly, no problem. When they fly up of the sky, then one, what we call it, the wife said, oh, ladies, this is your karma, you will not go away, you have to jump back to fire, this you really create karma. No, this is the karma is very, what is it, subtle?
Subtle.
Subtle, you don't, really teachers, they didn't create the karma long term. You didn't do purify. Then one day the results come in.
But so often when you're reading these texts and doing these practices, they say this purifies everything, like, but does it really, does it? If holy beings, like say all the monks who were caught and put in prison, like Kurukulla Rinpoche, all these monks who were put in prison and tortured, they said, oh, it must be my past karma. I'm thinking they've done practices for eons to get, that makes me kind of doubt the power of purification.
No, not doubt of purification. We don't know how much they create the negative karmas previous life. Also, if they really create the karma, they didn't purify, they're still there. Right? I told them, Drum Temba, he's the Tibetan,
Yeah.
highest level they practice in the Kadamba. Before he died, he got this very bad result.
Leprosy.
Yeah.
I asked Khensa Rinpoche about that when we were at Kurukulla Center last week.
Yeah.
And he said that was not due to his own mistakes, his own karma.
Then,
He was taking on that leprosy to purify other beings suffering. So that's the answer, so is that the answer,
yeah, we can say this kind of answer also, Also we shall put it, we can say, oh, they're more expert, or this, if he doesn't give to his life for this person, then this person kills some other one. The more maybe sentient beings, there are, more soften. Many different ways to answer also, Many different ways also purify. But also learn to think about.
It's a lot to think.
Yeah, this is true, they take the other people's things, I told them, this is not too far away, last week, my teacher,
Right.
then after they tend to say, if someone's sick, they say, oh, Geshe Rinpoche do something, they have no time, something, they cannot go. If this is just happen, very quick or easy, not too far away, Okay?
Lot to think about.
But think about that, but we don't need to doubt to what's the proof on. Okay? I think this is now be finished enough. Not too much. But please more investigation, more
Stand up anyway.
pay more attention to everything, how much you can do, but this is very more important. Okay?
Geshe, do you want to do normal prayers or short prayers?
Maybe skip that potato.
Skip protective prayer.
What page?
Page 10. Right. I haven't done this in a while, sorry. No, page 8. So do the first and fourth verses in Tibetan phonetics. Right? Am I right? Okay,
Yeah.
sorry. Second guessing myself. Sa shi